how you can increase your salary as a project manager to up to 33% with the PMP certification. That's what we are going to find out in this video. Let's get started. So here is a question that we as project managers need to seriously consider, okay? Is investing in a PMP certification actually worth it when it comes to real salary increases? Now look, I get this question very often from aspiring project managers and seasoned professionals within our community, okay? Some think that certifications are just expensive pieces of paper that really do not translate to meaningful career growth, while others believe that PMP certification is truly the golden ticket to instant salary bumps and promotions, right? Well, today I'm going to cut through all the noise and give you the real data. Fresh from PMI's latest salary survey covering over 20,000 project management professionals across 21 countries. And trust me, the numbers might surprise you because they reveal some uncomfortable truths about the PMP certification's value that most of the career professionals simply are not aware of. So give this video a like and let's get the discussion started. So let's start with the first critical insight, the 33% salary premium reality check. Now when PMI announces that the PMP certified professionals earn 33% more on average, that of course sounds impressive, right? However, what needs to be understood is this percentage varies dramatically depending on where you work. In fact, the data reveals some shocking disparities. So for example, in South Africa, PMP certification holders earn 67% more than their non-certified counterparts, okay? That's more than double the global average. Now this is closely followed by Colombia at 65% and Nigeria at 60%. Now if you are based out of these countries, it is a substantial salary premium that can genuinely transform your earning potential, okay? No second thoughts about it. Now moving on, if you are based out of the US, the figure is about 44% for you, and for India it is 35%, and for United Kingdom it is 25%. So they sort of fall in the mid-range in terms of potential salary increases. However, on the other side of the spectrum, the numbers tell you a completely different story for some other geographies. So for example, in China, PMP certification shows literally 0% salary increase, okay? Meaning certified and non-certified project managers earn exactly the same median salary. In UAE, it's only 2%, Japan shows 9%, and Australia is also at 9%. But interestingly, if you compare those figures in context of the number of years of work experience, you will see that there is definitely an increase in the earning potential with the PMP certification as you let it accumulate over your career. But there is a small caveat to that data point as well, which we will talk in the next section of this video. Nevertheless, this means that your geographic location fundamentally determines whether PMP certification will boost your salary in the short term or long term, or just it will simply add some credentials to your resume without any financial impact. So what's the key takeaway here, right? It is of utmost importance to consider the country where you plan to grow your career eventually, right? When it comes to your decision of whether you want to pursue the PMP certification or not. Now, before we move on to the second insight, I hope we all understand how important it is to build a solid foundation in project management if you are planning for your PMP certification, or let's say any certification in project management, right? So in case you want me to help you learn the core fundamentals of project management, I would recommend that you check out my Project Management Basics course on Udemy. It covers all the foundational elements in project management which you need to become a successful project manager. Reviews from the current students of this course has been excellent, and since I have partnered with Udemy to offer this course to you, if you use the link in the description section of this video, you might be able to grab a good discount for the course as well. So make sure you check it out. Now moving on to the second insight, how experience levels fundamentally impact the PMP certification value, right? Now guys, this is where the data really gets interesting and challenges some common assumptions about when you plan to pursue your PMP certification. So the survey here reveals a clear pattern, okay? PMP certification provides the highest salary premium for professionals in the early stages of their project management careers. In most countries, the salary gap between PMP certified and non-certified professionals is widest for those of the professionals with fewer years of work experience in project management. However, here is the counterintuitive part, okay? As you gain more experience in project management, the salary advantage of PMP certification actually starts to diminish. The data shows that senior professionals, or let's say very senior professionals in project management with over 15 years of experience, see smaller percentage increases from certification compared to their junior or mid-senior counterparts. So for instance, in the United States, entry-level PMP holders earn significantly more than their non-certified peers. But that's very front-loaded for the early stages of your career, as you see on the table. However, by the time you reach the senior levels in your industry, your experience and proven track record start carrying more weightage than the certification credentials alone. And the same pattern is visible for India, Saudi, UAE and Australia as well. So this data suggests that there is an optimal timing window for pursuing the PMP certification, okay, which is typically within your first 5 to 10 years of project management experience, when the certification can really provide maximum career acceleration and salary impact, okay? Now that is really a key decision point for you if you are already a project manager but you are planning to hold back your PMP certification for a later date, okay? So give it a second thought. Now let's dive into the third insight, the economic profiling of countries where the PMP certification delivers the maximum ROI or return on investment versus the minimal effort or resources you put behind the certification. And this is where the data becomes absolutely critical for your career planning, okay? The salary survey reveals that developing economies tend to offer the highest PMP salary premiums. So for example, Mexico leads at 79%, followed by Nigeria at 76%, Colombia at 73% and India at 58%. Now in these markets, PMP certification is genuinely seen as a differentiator that commands premium compensation for you as a project manager. However, in mature economies like let's say Japan, the premium drops to 24%. Singapore, which is also a very matured economy, shows only a 38% value, and France stands at 40%. Now, United States falls in the median range with 55%, okay, in spite of being a developed economy, and that is primarily because the PMP certification is by origin a US-based certification. So no real surprises with that. Now, if you view this data in context with how project managers felt and how the PMP certification contributed to their salary growth, you will see very similar trends with the same league of countries topping the list, while the other league valuing the contribution of PMP certification to salary growth. So based on this data, you might need to reconsider whether the certification investment, be it time, money, or whatever it is, aligns with your expected returns based on the country you are located, okay? So guys, those were the critical insights from PMI's comprehensive salary data survey that reveal the real truths about the PMP certification and its earning potential. Now look, the numbers don't lie, okay? PMP certification can really provide substantial salary increase potentials, particularly in emerging and developing markets and during the early stages of your career in project management, as we have discussed in this video already. However, here is what I want you to understand very clearly, okay? Certification is just the entry point to build a successful career, not the be it all and end it all, right? You see, PMP certification can take you to a certain level of career progression and salary, okay? No doubt about it. But beyond that point, it's your hard skills and soft skills as a project manager that will truly determine your success and earning potential. See, project management is fundamentally a soft science, okay? It's a people's science. While the PMBOK guide gives you frameworks and processes, real-world project management success depends on your ability to navigate human dynamics, build trust with stakeholders, inspire teams during challenging phases, and adapt to constantly changing organizational priorities. Now, you cannot learn these skills from any textbook or certification program, right? I mean, the most successful project managers I know treat project management as an art, okay? Not as a rigid science. They understand that every project is unique because every team, every stakeholder group, and every organizational context is very, very different. They use the frameworks which you learn through a certification process as guidelines, but they rely on emotional intelligence, communication skills, and practical wisdom to deliver results. So while PMP certification can open doors and boost your initial earning potential, your long-term career growth depends on developing these human-centered skills that no certification can teach you, okay? Focus on becoming a project manager who can solve problems, unite teams, and create value, because that's where the real career advancement and salary growth happens. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.